Welcome to Niche Down to Blow Up. How to go from broad and broke to specific and spotted. Hi, I'm Ulrike. I'm the creator of this lesson. I'm a foot juggler, but I'm also an entrepreneur and online course creator. I am the proud mama bear of Selling Circus. It's an online program that provides performers just like you with a really nurturing and step-by-step process to help you not only create but market and sell your fabulous talents with immense skill and unwavering confidence. But enough about what I do. Here's what you'll learn in this lesson. So first we're going to cover what the heck is a niche. Then we're going to talk about why being passionate isn't only an onstage advantage but highly strategic for your success. Then how to discover your unique strengths and use them to supercharge your work. And lastly, the exercise to illuminate selling points that may be hidden in your blind spot. Okay, so what the heck is a niche? When it comes to being a performer, a niche is like finding your own sweet spot in a really big market. It's where you find a specific group of people who have a need and a desire for what only you can offer. And the greatest secret to choosing a niche is actually leveraging your own uniqueness. So the biggest mistake I see new performers make, and even some seasoned performers who have, yet to see their careers grow to the fullest heights that it could have, they're basing their creations and their ideas and shows on ideas outside of themselves. But here's the thing. Your unique experience, your story, and your journey, and where your most profitable offer lies. So you might be asking yourself at this point, do I have to niche down to be successful? Do I have to do this one thing? Is this the only way? The answer is no, you don't. Absolutely not. It's your career, it's your rules, you do you. But if things are not working out the way you want them to, niching down is really a bulletproof method to taking back control and getting your sweet peach back into the driver's seat, which is, what's it all about when you intentionally create and craft your career with your own hands. So, and if I haven't convinced you yet, let me give you 3 more compelling reasons why I recommend niching down for any performer. So first of all, you have less competition. Because how do you stand out? You make the field of play smaller. So instead of competing with everyone and everything out there, you compete in a smaller field of players. Much easier. Then also, it's easier to identify and book you because people will know exactly what they can pay you for. And lastly, specialists just earn more. No one is good at everything, so double down on what you're genius at and really play to your strengths. Next up, why being passionate isn't only an onstage advantage, but is highly strategic for your success. So, call me cheesy, but in my world and in the way that I teach, it really starts with a vision of success. For me, being passionate about something is having a vision for something. And in this case, it's your vision for your very own version of success. Yeah, success looks different to all of us. So you want to be really clear about what your vision of success is, which leads me to the next point. You need clarity to have a vision of success. And the more clarity you have on the vision for your success, the more power you have to create it. Because there are 2 crucial decisions that really will set you up to win. And it is deciding what you want and why you want it. So step number 1 to niching down is to define your what. You need to really understand what you want. Because the world is filled with so many distractions, shiny opportunities, other people's agendas, career advice, what we learned in circus school, or whatever wherever you went. The thing is, when you are really specific about the outcome that you want, it's a lot easier to shut out the noise and focus on strategies and the projects that will create those results. So questions you can ask. What do you want to create as a performer? Be specific about it. What is the impact you want to have? Write it down. With all of these things, write it down, otherwise it's not real. So, which leads us to step number 2, which is discover your why. So if you don't have a compelling emotional reason for what you're doing, meaning if you don't have a big enough why, you'll soon get frustrated or bored or upset, and you may quit. The more emotion you have about what you want, the more power and commitment you'll have to stay the course and create results. Because a successful career is not built overnight. You really need to have that juice to keep going for the long game. So here's 2 questions to ask to get to the root of your why. So this is a very powerful question. Why is creating a career as a circus performer a must for you? Not it would be nice, not I heard it's amazing, not someone told me it's cool. Why is it a must for you? Write it down. Then how will these results impact your life financially, emotionally, your physical well-being, spiritually, and even intellectually? Like write all the things down that you would feel and that would have an effect in your life if you would get the results that you want. When you know your what and you have a big enough why behind it, you can create dreams beyond your wildest dreams. I promise you that. And that is why being passionate isn't only an onstage advantage, but it is highly strategic for your success. So, how to discover your unique strength and use them to supercharge your work. Here's a little story from my own career as a circus artist. So, I despised the state of costumes in the circus industry. I was also really extremely upset about how restricted the skills made me in terms of what I could wear. So I love to dress up since I'm a child, and I felt like I could only wear the most boring things because, they had to be stretchy, couldn't have long fingernails, there was a lot, or my hair would always fall on my face, like I had to have my hair tied back. There were so many things where I felt I could not express myself in a way that I wanted to express myself, and that was really frustrating. There wasn't a single show where I saw any costume piece I loved or where I thought to myself, whoa, I want to be on that stage. I'm sure you had moments like that. I started thinking, maybe there's, something wrong with me. Why did I not like my people, my community? Wasn't I supposed to love this? And then I got introduced to the opulent world of burlesque and its sparkling, wildly creative and beautiful costumes and concepts. And guys, something inside of me just knew in that very instant that I had found my people. I had found my place, and in other words, my niche. There was something inside of me that just lit up, and everything that I loved for all these years fell in place. So in burlesque, I could combine my lifelong passion, something that I already loved, and my experience in fashion, particularly vintage, and my circus skill. This combination is what made my work unique and my career blow up. And to really underscore this truth, I want to share a quote that I love so much from author Danielle Laporte. She says, "Your most valuable currency is what comes most natural to you, cash in." And she could not be more right with that. So, which leads us to step number 3, identify your strengths. And there is 3 power questions you can ask yourself to get to the root of your strength. And when I say strength, I don't mean your circus skills. I don't mean your technique. I don't mean anything that you can learn in a training room. I mean all the other things. So ask yourself, what have I mastered? Have you been reading books in a particular area for years and years and years? Are you incredible at creating flower bouquets? Are you really resourceful when it comes to stuff that breaks at home? I don't know. It could be literally anything. Do you watch RuPaul's Drag Race and you know every name, every costume piece, every designer that they use? I don't know. Write it down. What have you mastered? What do I love? What are you extremely passionate about? So all of these questions, once you get them out of your system and get the answers out of your system, you're going to start to see similarities and you're going to be able to connect the dots. So Gary Keller, he's the author of The One Thing, by the way, an incredible book that really lays the foundation for niching down and what it means to focus on one thing only. He says extraordinary results are directly determined by how narrow you can make your focus. And there are a couple of big companies in the world that I'm sure you know, and I'm just going to show them to you as an example by just focusing on one thing and being extremely successful with it. So Starbucks, for example. Starbucks only focuses on coffee. Yeah, they focus on nothing else. Coors Light, they're only one beer, one brewery. Or KFC, one single chicken recipe. Or you all know this one, Google. They focus on search. That's it. So, next puzzle piece is the exercise to illuminate selling points that may be hidden in your blind spot. So, there are things that might be a selling point that you have no clue about because you take them for granted. They're in your blind spot. So, just a little story. My first act was aimed at contemporary circus companies, a foot juggling piece to electronic music. And if you don't know me, I am kind of well known in the cabaret, vintage, very sparkly era. And so this was very far from home. However, this is how I came up with this. I came up with the idea after seeing a show from the Seven Fingers. I put so much work into it, All I knew, I wanted to elevate the traditional label of foot juggling, and I thought the idea was brilliant. Here's the thing. It never got booked, not once. And I'm not bad at creating acts. That's actually one of the things I'm best at. But here's the thing. There is a major clue in the text above as to whether or not your niche that you choose will be successful. What you think will be successful has nothing to do with its success. I'm going to repeat this because I want you to really get this straight. What you think will be successful has nothing to do with its success. So do you see how many I's are in that sentence up there? I came up with the idea. I knew I wanted. I thought the idea was brilliant. So in order to solve a problem, meaning creating something that works, that it's successful, that's solving a problem, you really have to understand what the problem truly is, not what you think the problem is. Yeah. And to bring this point home, I want to share a quick story about our good old friend, Instagram. So Kevin Systrom, the founder of Instagram, founded a check-in app before he started Instagram. And then it evolved into users sharing photos of where they checked in. So they added this extra piece. But on a trip with his wife, she said she probably wasn't ever going to use the app because her photos weren't good enough. If she was going to share photos, she wanted them to look nice with, a filter or something. Well, he then added filters and the rest was history. So here's the thing I want you to take away. Without listening to real world feedback, Instagram would not be Instagram. So what this means is often performers, they spend so much time, energy, and money and resources on working on a specific idea or project without ever testing it in the real world. Yeah. So, or without actually listening to feedback in terms of what the audience wants to see from them. And that's so important. When I started listening to my clients and they said, I wish, this was an actual sentence of one of my clients, she said, I wish circus performers would understand that I just want to see something beautiful. I do love the tricks, but I wish at least some performers would put the pieces together that I can enjoy it as almost as if I would watch a movie. And that was the missing piece, listening to real world feedback that I took that really, really made a huge difference in my career. So step number 4 is ask for feedbacks, because sometimes your best selling point is right in front of you, but you can't see it because you take it for granted. Yeah. Also, most of us have a hard time identifying our own strength. Yeah. I'm exceptional at costume. It's the things that it comes easy to me. Styling it's the easiest thing for me. So I didn't know by amping up the volume on style and costume would actually make a difference. And I could only make a difference with it because I have such a huge experience with it. I'm good at it. So what I said, often other people are much better at articulating the traits that make us unique. So what you want to do is to start getting to the root of your most profitable offer. Connect with, I would say, at least 10 people you know, and ask them this power question. What are my 3 best qualities? And you will be surprised. Once you have all the data collected, you're going to see a couple of things that are similar from all the people. And this is the clues that you want to follow with finding your most profitable selling point. Now, and this, my friend, is how you go from broad and broke to specific and spotted. So to wrap this up, here's a recap of what you learned in this lesson. First, a niche is a small section in a big market that holds the people who have a need and a desire for what you offer. You also learned being passionate is highly strategic when you are clear on your what and your why. Then, lastly, we talked about discovering your unique strength to supercharge your work has all to do with going within first. Okay, action plan. Your next steps are, you want to define your what, you're going to write it down. You're going to discover your why, write it down. Then, you're going to identify your strength. And then number 4, you're going to ask for feedback in the real world. That's all you got to do to get to the root of your most selling offer and to niche down to blow up. Okay, so I'm going to see you in the next lesson where we're going to talk all about pricing, which is one of my number 1 topics besides niche to talk about. So if you're not sure what to charge or you're icky about the topic pricing, don't worry, I've got you. We're going to talk about all the good stuff. So see you in the next lesson. Bye.